Bruce Lee was a Chinese-American martial artist, actor, and filmmaker who is widely recognized as one of the most important martial artists of all time. His birth name was Lee Jun Fan, and he was given that name at birth. He was born in San Francisco, California, on November 27, 1940. However, he spent the majority of his childhood in Hong Kong. Lee got his start in the martial arts at an early age and has since trained in a number of different techniques, including Wing Chun, boxing, and fencing. In addition to his other talents, he was a good dancer, and he participated in a number of dance competitions in Hong Kong. Lee made the trip to the United States in the late 1950s in order to further his education. He eventually settled in Seattle, Washington, where he began teaching martial arts. He became known very quickly as a talented and forward-thinking educator, and as a result, his classrooms were filled with pupils hailing from all corners of the globe. Lee also started making appearances in films and television shows in the United States, most of the time portraying the part of an Asian character that was portrayed in a stereotyped manner. As a result of the dearth of significant roles available to Asian actors in Hollywood at the beginning of the 1970s, he made the conscious decision to relocate back to Hong Kong in order to launch a career in the Hong Kong film industry. The character of the Big Boss that Lee played in the film of the same name in 1971 was what launched his career. Lee was catapulted to the status of a major star in Hong Kong as a direct result of the success of the film. After that, he went on to star in a number of additional critically acclaimed films, some of which include Enter the Dragon, Way of the Dragon, and Fist of Fury. Lee's distinctive method of combat, which combined aspects of several other forms of martial arts, such as Wing Chun, boxing, and karate, received widespread acclaim and eventually became his signature trademark. Additionally, he was renowned for his physical prowess and amazing speed, both of which enabled him to be a fearsome adversary during battle scenes. In addition to a successful career as an actor, Lee was also known for his work as a respected martial arts instructor and philosopher. He came up with his very own system of martial arts and named it Jeet Kune Do. This system places an emphasis on being straightforwardness, and pragmatism in combat. The unexpected passing of Lee in 1973, when he was only 32 years old, stunned the entire globe and raised a great deal of questions. An adverse reaction to the pain medicine he was taking for a back injury caused him to develop cerebral edema, which ultimately led to his death. It is impossible to exaggerate Bruce Lee's impact on the world of martial arts and on popular culture, despite the fact that his career was relatively brief. He was a role model for a whole generation of martial artists as well as actors, and he showed the rest of the world how beautiful and efficient Chinese martial arts can be. People all over the world continue to draw motivation from his teachings on how to improve oneself and express oneself more fully through the practice of martial arts. Throughout his career, Bruce Lee appeared in a number of movies that would go on to become classics, but the following 5 movies are among his most well-known works. This film, which was released in 1973, is usually considered to be Bruce Lee's finest work. It is also recognized as one of the movies that had the largest impact on the development of the martial arts film genre. The character that Lee plays is a skilled martial artist who is asked to infiltrate a criminal organization after being approached by an intelligence agency. There are several breathtaking battle sequences in this film, the most famous of which takes place between the hero Lee and the antagonist Han, who is portrayed by Shi Keen. Another classic directed by Bruce Lee is Fist of Fury, which was released in 1972 and is also known as The Chinese Connection. Lee plays the role of Chen Zhen, a student of martial arts who wants vengeance after the members of a competing school are responsible for the death of his master. The motion picture has exciting battle sequences and delves into topics such as racism and discrimination. Way of the Dragon, 1972, is a film that is significant for being Bruce Lee's first effort as a filmmaker. In this film, Lee plays the lead character of Tang Lung, a martial artist who travels to Rome in order to assist the restaurant that his family owns there. A battle scene between Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris that takes place in the Colosseum is one of the movie's most famous moments. Game of Death, 1978, is a film that was released after Bruce Lee had passed away. It contains footage of Lee that was shot before he passed away, as well as extra footage including stand-ins and special effects. The film depicts the narrative of a martial arts actor who finds himself in a situation where he must fight his way through a tower that is full with dangerous adversaries. The film has a number of iconic fight sequences, the most notable of which is the showdown between Lee and NBA legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the last act. The Big Boss, 1971, was the film in which Lee first appeared in a leading role, and it is widely credited with launching his career as a huge star in Hong Kong. Cheng Chow-un, the character that Lee plays, is a young guy who relocates to Thailand with the intention of working at an ice factory but instead becomes involved in a criminal plot. There are a number of intense fight sequences in this film, notably the climactic conflict between the protagonist, Lee, and the antagonist, the ice plant owner. In general, audiences all over the world continue to be inspired by and entertained by Bruce Lee's films. And his legacy as both a martial arts icon and a cultural symbol is still very much alive to this day.